I want to just talk about an older baby or even a toddler, and this is my experience of seeing them come in to my clinic. And the most common reason a toddler or a slightly older baby will come in is that they're not sleeping. Then you could have tummy issues, and then possibly recurrent ear infection type things, or being run down, or some behaviour type stuff, toddler tantrums, usually maybe a bit more than that. And this is what I have seen repeatedly. So if a toddler comes in, I know almost where to start taking the line of questioning, because it's so common. First of all, most of the babies or the toddlers that come in, I haven't seen before. They will be new to coming in. And I've seen this over 20 years now, that the babies that have been nicely helped when they had colic, when they were weeks old, they are far less likely to be these tricky toddlers. Of course, you're going to have the normal, not sleeping so good and the teething problems and just those normal things, but they're not really kind of into the toddler tantrums and things, because we've really helped them when they were a baby. We might have corrected gut bacteria, we might have done some treatment to take out tension of forceps or 1-2s, and it's kind of those things that can continue, and then you find out that they're not sleeping and they're a bit edgy and wired and maybe a bit angry. So I have this toddler triad, I call it, these 3 points that if a toddler comes in, usually some sort of tricky delivery, maybe your traumatic delivery has happened when they were born. And that is the same thing that I go on about in my course. All of those things that happens with a baby for colic, they're relevant, that sort of delivery, forceps, 1-2s, C-section, planned C-section, okay? Then often the baby has some sort of allergy type thing. The mum thinks they're cow's milk protein intolerant or something along like there's a tummy thing going on. So even if I said to a mum, do you think they're dairy intolerant? They're like, no, totally fine with dairy. And then you ask, what's their poo like? Oh yeah, not good. Goes once every 3 days. Or runny and smelly and goes lots of times. Always watery, okay, never solid. Some sort of allergy type poo thing going on there. And then the other thing is on the triad is something to do with the antibiotics or something. They've had kind of a knock to the gut bacteria there. And then that obviously lines up with, as you know from the videos in the course, triggering allergy type stuff. So we've got these 3 points that I always look at with babies. You've got some, with toddlers, you've got some sort of possibly a traumatic delivery. There might be some sort of foodie type allergy thing there. And then there's the tummy issues with some sort of trigger, antibiotics, C-section. A big trigger can be recurrent infections, recurrent ear infections. Okay, so recurrent ear infections and then recurrent antibiotics to fix it. And then you get in this cycle, because we know from the research that the antibiotics knock the immune system down. So then you're getting in a downward spiral with your toddler of ear infection, antibiotics, lowered immune system, ear infection again, antibiotics, lowered immune system. So we get that. So what we want to do is change the spiral up and increase and improve the toddler's health. And then we look at that from the tummy and possibly some sort of calming treatment to take the physical and calm that down. And then the internal is the tummy side of things, helping that, probably with the probiotics or other, maybe some toddlers, multis, or some enzymes or something like that, to help the tummy and food changes. Obviously dairy can be a big trigger for ear infections, and the mum might already have known that there's some sort of dairy problem going on there. So they're the 3 aspects that you look at with a toddler. If you've done all my course and you've come through that when your baby was a newborn, then it's much less likely that that's going to happen, because you've already looked into that and helped that. But if you're struggling with a toddler, I can help you with that as well, and we'll just go through the same processes as with a baby and find out about the delivery and things like that. But toddlers can definitely be helped with the same kind of plan as the newborn.